What's up, Toes? CamelHorror11 here, and MLP card game is out. Totally hype. I'm really excited to start playing it and finding other people that have it, so we get some awesome verse matches going on. But this is the starter booster box, or whatever you want to call it, the Twilight and Applejack deck, and it's cool that these, and I don't know if they'll continue to say these, but on here it says Premier Deck. I already opened it. I didn't mix the order of the cards or anything. I just opened it because I know they're going to be a bitch to open and on camera and stuff, and I was totally right. It took like a minute or a minute and a half to open it, and it was really annoying, and I doubt you guys wanted to sit through that, so I just opened it, took everything out, and so this process would go a little bit faster. So before we get into the cards, let's just get into the other stuff, because it's I think a little bit quicker to get through. And while I unravel this little doohickey, I will mention how much it costs. This was $10, and there's also a Rainbow Dash and Rarity same box that costs $10, but you get different cards obviously because they're a different deck. But this is the this sort of not a rules poster, but it has a couple rules on there, but it's mostly to help you. It's like a template of where you put your cards. So you got your home in the center, and then here you've got your turn card and your score slider, which you get one in each deck. So I'll show those off once we look through the cards. You got your draw deck, your discard pile, and then up here, if I can get it in the shot, you got your opponent's problem deck and your problem deck, which that is what you're using to gain points, is you're solving problems. So you can use that, I guess, when you play, or it also has some reminders of common things, like the order of how you execute your turn. There's 4 different stages in which you do different stuff, like draw your cards, place them and use their effects. You encounter troublemakers, which are certain cards that that you or your opponent can play down to get extra points and then hinder the other person. And then the last phase is your score phase, in which you kind of reap the rewards, collect all your points that you earned that turn. It's yada yada. That was very, very bland and base example of what you do in the game, because it's a lot more complex, and I'll talk about it hopefully in future videos. And these are problem tokens. They're little punch-out things. You could use anything. Not problem tokens. What am I saying? They're action tokens. And like I said, you can use anything. I was thinking, because they barely give you any, I think you're going to need a lot more, because this is what you use to summon characters. Each character, and I'll get into it as we look through the cards, but each character has a little number, and that's how much action tokens they cost. So if I want to summon a pony and it has a 2 next to it, I have to pay 2 of these to actually use it. And then it costs 2 to move. It costs 1 to do other. It costs 1 to draw a card, and so on and so on. It's just, these are your currency in a way. And then there's also another factor of currency. But like I said, these aren't that many. Plus, I don't want to punch them out because it's a cool little thing. And I'm just going to use pennies. It's definitely easier. You 50 pennies, that's not even $1. So you just carry a bag of pennies whenever you want to play the game, and you could easily have more than enough action tokens. And even Enterplay says it. They say you can use anything as a counter. They're like, you use little pieces of cardboard, or use anything. I'm just going to use pennies. Anyway, before we get into the cards, I'm really excited to get into them, but this is just the rules. You could find an exact version of this as a PDF online. I'll throw a link in the description. I did so in my last video too, but that's there for you as well. And this is the deck. There's a lot of doubles, but we'll get into that later. This is Twilight. She is the only foil card that you get in this deck. Even with the other Rainbow Dash Rarity deck, there's also only 1 foil, and it's Rainbow Dash. It's just the one that you get on top, and that usually a lot of companies do that, where if they have a displayed card on the front to draw your eye, they'll make it a foil. And I believe there's also a foil version of Applejack available, in booster packs that you can get, but she is not foil in the deck box. So this is the upgrade version of Twilight. Her actual version that you start the game with is on the front. When you meet the requirements on the card, you flip it over, and she gets some boosted effects. And she's got stuff like how much she gives, like how much energy she gives, or magic points or whatever. Like each pony has a different color of points. Like Applejacks are orange, and a lot of cards are orange. And Twilight is purple. A lot of cards are purple. Rainbow Dash is blue. Rarity is white. And you want to combine your decks in a way where you have a lot of the same colors, because they all like build off each other, and a lot of effects affect a certain color. And it's best to just keep consistency in your decks, but don't just keep your deck one deck. Also, you could, but you want some variety in there so you could effectively counter what your opponent is bringing to the table as well. So, and then you got Applejack, same deal as Twilight. She's double-sided. These are main pony cards. That's how they work. You need one. You absolutely need one to play the game. You can't play without one. So these cards are the ones that I mentioned earlier. They are the slider cards. You basically put it here, and you slide it down. Whatever the max amount of points in the game is, that's how many action tokens you're getting per turn. So they do start to add up, so that's why I recommend having more than just the amount that they give you. And coupled between you and your friend, who are probably both prepared to play, you probably both have your own set of action tokens, so there's probably going to be enough there as long as you come prepared. So these next cards are going to be the character cards, followed by the, I think, resource cards and event cards, or event and then resource, whatever. We'll see when we get there. Lady Justice, Cherry Jubilee, Apple Cobbler, Professor Nay, and I'm very, very uberly upset that they changed this card from the Gen Con demo deck. They had changed it from Bill Nay to Professor Nay. Now, who wouldn't want this card to be Bill Nay? I would definitely love to have seen it make it to the final version as Bill Nay. And there's actually a bunch of cards that they changed, so I'll probably do a separate video kind of looking at that, like what cards have been updated and changed, and how so, and if any have been actually completely removed. So that should be a fun one to talk about. Comet's Tail, the 3 of those. Mint Julep, her name was changed too. I don't remember from what. Blue Moon, Mare, Auntie Applesauce, Granny Smith, Igneous Rock, Red Gala, Drillbit. I believe his name was Jackhammer in the demo deck. Apples and Oranges, so it was event cards and then resource cards. So I just want to quickly mention this card, and there's other cards like it too, I'm assuming. It specifically addresses orange and purple elements in the description, so it benefits those cards in particular. So when you're building a deck, you want to keep that in mind. Like, they kind of do it for you here when they release Interplay, when they release these packs, because they pair up orange and purple. But I hope that in the booster packs and in maybe future releases, they're going to be adding cards that sort of combine the decks. Like, since Rarity and Rainbow Dash together, Twilight, Applejack are together, I would like to see maybe some Applejack Rainbow Dash combinations, or maybe Twilight and Rarity combinations, maybe, to kind of get some variation in the decks. You don't want... The worst thing is when you go to verse someone and they have the same cards you do, because that doesn't make for an exciting match. You don't learn anything new about the games. You see the same card combinations, and that just doesn't really promote much variety. So I like the idea behind this card. I just want to see more of them. So, and I'm sure that's definitely out there. I mean, obviously I don't have every card. There's like 230 cards, so definitely probably some good cards in there. Definitely, probably, yeah. Okay, A Bully and a Beast, Duck and Cover, Double Check the Checklist, Fighting for Friendship, Too Much Pie. Now, there's something weird about this card that it just makes no sense to me. So it says, play on a friend, which means you use this card on a friend. And then it said, this friend gets -5 power during the score phase. Like, for some reason, how would that help you? I don't know. I think it's because maybe since the score phase happens after the phase where you confront things, I'm not sure. Like, so that's the point where points don't matter, but that's the only effect of that card. Like, why would you want minus points? Who knows? Maybe someone can answer that for me in the comments, and I'm sure I'll pick it up as the game goes on and I actually get some games under my belt. Anyway, outshine them all. Hard hat. Purple Parasprite. Flim. And then these are the problem cards. These are what you're working to solve in the game and get you to your points. And 15 points wins the game. So, like this one is worth 1 point. Later ones, like this one's worth 2 points. 2 points. This one's worth 3 points. Anyway, it's alive. Runaway cart. Monitor everything. Avalanche. Race this barn. I need answers. So if you look, certain things require certain pony type elements. This one right here, it's alive, requires a Twilight element and anything that's not a Twilight element. So a Twilight rarity would do, a Twilight Applejack would do, any combination pretty much that involves one Twilight. These later ones require some more effort. So this is 2 Applejacks, 2 Twilights, 4 Applejacks, plus 3 anything but an Applejack. So, you know, you gotta have a lot of Applejacks, and then you gotta have maybe a Twilight that's on her boosted side, because that is worth 3. So you could have a boosted Twilight and then 4 Applejack element cards that are worth 1 each. So, but you also have to keep in mind how much your home section can contain, which is, you know, that bottom part where you place most of your cards, because depending on which main pony you have in play is how much you can actually play in that section. So if we actually look back on the main cards, Twilight Sparkle on her start side, which is how you start the game, it says home limit 3. So you can actually only have 3 cards in the home there, and I don't recall if that includes the Twilight card. I want to say it doesn't, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on it. But anyway, when you flip it over, her home limit turns to 4, so that could really change the game once you start getting a bunch of cards in there. And obviously when you start adding event cards, or not event cards, but once you start adding resource cards to your characters, then that'll definitely change up the game to benefit you when you have more room. And if you happen to play a card when your home limit has been reached, you have to discard a card from your home at the end of the turn. So you could actually maximize, if your home limit is 3, you could actually use a 4th card for that whole turn, but you need to get rid of a card on your board by the end of that turn. So you could definitely, slip in some cheeky moves in there, but again, at the end of your turn, you got to match up. So one other thing I wanted to show you guys that I picked up, and I actually forgot to grab it. I'll go get it now. Is this? It is it's a smaller card portfolio, a card binder, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have rings, so it's very thin. It's from Ultra Pro, and this is, I think, Ultra Pro's first binder that they did for MLP, and I think it's a pretty cool one. It's got a loud opening sound, but what you get here is it's 10 pages, and they count a page as all 4 of these. They're actually these separate things, so you could flip these separate from these, and I guess that's pretty cool. I'm not for or against it really. Doesn't concern me really. I guess it's a cool way to organize your deck, like put Applejack cards down here, Twilight cards down here. They actually give you a free card, which this isn't part of the collectible card game. It's just part of the collectible trading cards, and it is a Hollow Fluttershy. I'm assuming every card you get, like if you bought a different one, you'd get a different Hollow card, but I'm not positive. Maybe I got lucky with the Hollow, but I doubt they'd give hollows in some and not in others. That'd be pretty jerky of them. But this is also in a little, I don't want to take it out, but actually I will take it out to show you guys that it opens up from the side. So you take cards out from the side, not the top. And it also comes in a card wrap thing, so that's cool. What these card wraps are cool for are using them on your main character cards, since they're front and back. And because Ultra Pro also sells the MLP card sleeves that have a pony design on the back, but those don't really help with the main cards because they have important stuff on the back. So these clear card sleeves are very good for that kind of situation. So it's a nice little thing. It's I believe it was $7, so not bad. It's a small one. And the ones from Enterplay that are bigger are like $20. So if you don't want to like lash out and get one of those, the cool thing about those though is you don't get infinite amount of card holdings, but you get to adjust the amount of cards, so you can add more 9-card sleeves in there, as many as you need. But these are locked in because they are glued in, so you can't adjust this at all. What you get is what you get, and that is 4 cards a page, 10 pages, so you can hold 40 cards, and then 80 if you do front and back. So it's a nice little thing, though. It's got Alicorn Twi on the front. It's got a lot of cool poses, though. It's got a nice shot of Rarity, the nice one of Applejack when she's getting bit by the wooden Timberwolf. And, or I shouldn't say wooden because they're all wooden, but by the fake one that the other main 6 make. Got too many pinkies. You got a nice stretching pose of Fluttershy. Twilight training with Sakura. And you just got a bunch of like cool little moments. The wife toss, Luna, Discord. Obviously, you gotta have Spike in there. Trixie. I think they did a good job of picking poses for this binder. It's got some memorable shots, and it's a cute little thing. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for because I have the Series 2 Pony Hugs binder, which I haven't even used yet. I told myself I was gonna use it for this collectible card game, but I don't really know how much that's going to benefit me because I'm always going to be using the cards when playing with other people. So I don't know. Who knows what I'll do with it? I don't know. Whatever. I'll see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, these are for $10. I got it from a specialty card store, Cool Stuff Games, which I don't know if they're in a lot of places. I'm in Florida, so that's what we have here. But they'll probably be hitting like main stores soon if they haven't already, because I went to Target, checked, they didn't have them, so I went to that place and they did. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Look forward to more CCG stuff in the future, because like I had mentioned, the Pinkie Pie Fluttershy double deck is coming soon. They got delayed a little bit, but I'll see you guys later. Camera Hoarder 1-1 out.